going to end that podcast. Sir slurps a lot.
Oh my God, it is. Let me do that.
No. And then 3, 2, 1. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to HHWJ. I'm here with the usual suspects. Say hi, Tom.
Hi.
And hey, Dave.
Hi.
And we have Mr. Ryan Duffy with us today. Ryan has been with us for 2.5 years now. It only took him a little over a year to get voted into the flight training, and now he is our store leader of Auburn Hills, killing it over there. Hey, Duffy.
Hi, guys.
Thanks for joining us today.
It's awesome to be here.
Welcome.
Thanks, Dave.
Auburn Hills, where's that?
Tom, you know where that's at.
Downtown Auburn Hills?
Downtown Auburn Hills.
It's bustling.
It is. We get to spend a lot of time together down there.
We do. It's fun.
What's your favorite part of being in Auburn Hills?
Well, it saves me about 20 minutes out of a drive every morning. It's all of 4 miles from my house, and, getting to spend time with my team every morning has kind of changed my perspective.
What's your hot spot in Auburn Hills?
Hot spot. Well, there's
Dimitri's.
Dimitri's is the hot spot. They actually named a bar after me down there. It's actually called Duffy's Pub.
Ooh.
And that's in our back door. Not sure if you know where that's at. If you've ever been there, Jamie.
I've never been in your back door.
Oh.
It's completely average.
What's going on downtown Auburn Hills right now?
Oh,
I mean, Tommy knows they're building, what do we have, condos going up?
there's a lot of construction happening. So right behind our building, Design House is an architecture firm, is building looks to be maybe a 20,000 square foot mixed use retail bar, offices, and luxury apartments. So
Sweet.
excited to watch that go up. And then there's a 300 or 400 unit luxury apartments going in across the street. So I feel like that area is honestly in the next 3 to 4 years, like downtown Auburn Hills is gonna be on the map.
Do we know if those apartments or condos or whatever they are they rentals? Are they able to be purchased, or do we not know?
I believe those are going to be rentals.
For
Yes.
the college kiddos.
Right, they're trying to hit that niche.
Yeah.
Auburn Hills has a lot going on. They have a lot of headquarters. They have Oakland University, and I think the reason why Auburn Hills looks like a ghost town sometimes is because there's just not enough people that are living within that area that could walk. Because the downtown is really, really cool. It's beautiful.
It is cool.
I mean, we just saw yesterday the new splash pad for the kids is opening up June 21st, I saw. So it'll be exciting. Get some families rolling down there.
I like the Muldoons in Auburn Hills.
You
It's
don't
one
say.
of my favorites.
You don't say.
Mm-hmm.
I've won more money in Keno there than anywhere else in my life.
And it's really dark. Is that why you like it?
I love it. So good. Well, because
cool.
people can't see what I really look like.
All right.
Yeah, it works out well.
Got a
Anyways.
great face for radio, Jamie.
I agree with you. All right, back to Duffy. Duffy, what'd you do before you came to Real Team?
Before I came to Real Team, I started my college career in Grand Rapids. I went to Grand Rapids Community College. Played football there, played baseball there. Got hurt, came home. Really didn't know what I wanted to do, so I started coaching football. And that brought me into the teaching field. So I did my student teaching. I woke up every morning miserable.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just,
Why?
Why? Coaching football and teaching was completely different. Football kids kind of have that respect for you, just because they know they have to or they're going to run. And it's just different now than, when we were in high school. Kids just don't have the same respect. But
So you couldn't make the classroom run if they didn't listen?
that's correct. You cannot make children run.
Okay.
Did you get into teaching because of football? Is that really why you want to be a teacher?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly why. And then, I waited tables for a while, and my wife got recruited before me to Real Team.
Well, that makes sense. She's way better than you.
Who recruited your wife in?
The Hirsch.
The Hirsch.
Oh, Ken Hirschman.
Yeah.
Shout out, Kenny.
Yeah, CMU Fire Up Chips. That's,
right.
They knew each other from them.
Cool.
And then
And you were here.
Then I was here
So how long did you serve for?
all the way through college. So I waited tables for about 10 years.
Okay. What do you think that serving helps you or hurts you in any way in what we're doing now?
Oh, no question, it helps. I mean, you're dealing with people's needs and wants on a daily basis. You deal with tricky situations and different backgrounds and different clients, and it's pretty much what we do, just houses instead of food.
Can we go back to football real quick?
Oh, yeah.
I love comparing sports to business.
Okay.
Can you illustrate some of the parallels between football or sports in general and real estate and business for us?
Absolutely. I mean, I grew up in sports, so just having that competitive edge, it's very similar to real estate. It's a competitive market in business in general. I mean, discipline is key in our business, and when you're playing sports, especially in college, it's a full-time job, right? So you have your routine, you get your routine down, and it's very, very similar to what my day-to-day kind of looks like now, just without the physical activity.
What does your day-to-day look like, Ryan?
So my alarm goes off at 5:05. Most days I go to the gym. Obviously, haven't been there recently as much as I want to be.
Obviously.
Obviously.
So, no, and then I come home, I get in the shower, let my dog out, get in the truck, and get right to the office. You know, as soon as I get to the office, I pull up our stats from the day before, our team stats from the day before, our sync notes for the week, and then go through my emails from the night before.
What do you listen to on your way to work?
I listen to a variety of things, but typically I listen to Tony Robbins or Eric Thomas. They have podcasts, and they also have a couple audiobooks I listen to.
So you listen to their podcast?
Here and there, yeah.
Do you listen to the HHWJ podcast?
I do. Listen
On the way to
it.
work, does it get you bumped up?
He's one of the 17.
I'm one of the 17. I was
we're growing, okay?
You are growing.
18 now? Okay, cool.
I was confused what HHWJ meant for a while. Mm-hmm. So, I thought, knowing Jamie, I thought it was Happy Hummers with Jamie, but
Wow.
so
I do give a happy Hummer, though.
that's the word on the street.
All right, so you have been, I'm going to go ahead and change the subject. So you've been the CSL of Auburn Hills for a month now,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
What have you learned about yourself in the last month, if anything?
I don't know if it's anything I learned about myself. I think it's really learning how to grow into the role that I'm in. Being an agent, you focus on your day-to-day of, you get there, you prospect in the morning, and you worry about your clients. When you take over a store, you're worrying about that, but you're also worried about what your agents are doing and their prospecting habits and making sure they're doing the right thing to succeed. So
I think they're succeeding.
I agree. How do you lead them without them feeling like you're micromanaging them? Because you just said you worry about what they're doing, right? So like a normal person, if I'm like, you're worried about what I'm doing, I'm like, get the fuck away from me. Like, I'm fine. I'm doing my own thing. So like, what do you do?
How do you lead? Is that the question,
Yeah.
really? It's like, how do you lead people?
Yeah.
I've always been a firm believer in leading by example.
Mm-hmm.
So if you lead properly, they're going to follow. So if you do the right things and you're also telling them what to do and you're doing those things, I think it just comes with time. They're going to follow you and, follow you blindly. And I think that's kind of where the ones that I have are starting to do that. So it's great to see so far.
Agree. You got a pretty successful store already right off the rip. I wouldn't be surprised if they won a coin for the best store their first month on the Gecko board, right? Their first month in production, the first month that counts. They might win the coin because you don't have a big crew, right? And everybody knows at the best store, it's volume divided by active agents.
Well, they
right?
changed it.
Yeah, they
It's minimum of, divisible by 10.
by 10.
Divisible by 10. Okay, so you're not going to win that.
No.
But
No, we got a lot of.
you got a long way to go. But I guess what I'm saying is the stat that I really like to look at is truly volume divided by total amount of active agents. And if you look just at that, not divided by 10, but just how productive is each one of your agents, I think he would beat any store in the company right now. Not only because of his own production, but because he's got, how old is Dylan?
Dylan, it just turned 20.
Just turned 20 years old. The kid did $1 million last month.
Right.
He's got Zach Yost, who
Is 22.
is 22.
He's a hammer.
Super, super quirky, but like just a quality guy.
He's a great human.
And he works so hard. And I don't know, you've got really good people. Adriana's great. Toko's doing well for you, and that's it. That's all you got. We got 4 people.
What about McCracken?
McCracken's coming, and he just,
Don't know
I mean,
him.
he's 3 weeks or 4 weeks into the business and just got a $300K locked up. So
Sweet.
He's going to be good.
he's going to be good.
Hold on. So, do you think that it is feasible and or possible for a brand? I mean, so McCracken just hit a 300, right?
Mhm.
Well, how did he get that 300?
It's one of his investments,
SOI.
actually. So it's
Okay, so
kind
it's
of
an SOI.
Right.
Okay, so it's possible to do a deal right away.
Oh, no question.
You'd be surprised. A lot of our new agents do that. Actually, I've been studying what our 0 to 6 month agents do. A lot of our 0 to 6 month agents will have more production in their first 6 months than our 6 to 12 month agents
Why do you think that is?
because they burn through their SOI and then they're stuck. Because I think a lot of them take they post on Facebook, I'm in real estate now, here's what I'm doing, and they get that quick business, that quick SOI business right away. But then it's the 6 month to 12 month where they're just like, oh, they don't know what to do. So it happens.
What do you guys like? I'll go around the board here. What do you guys think? Like, what is the idea? I mean, everyone's got their own way of getting their own business, right? Getting business in general. What's the best way to just get right into it?
Like Tom said, SOI. But, when you work your SOI, I think it's if you treat this is where I'm at in my business now is I don't work our web leads anymore. It's SOI and SOI referral. So I think jumping right in and doing a great job, and speaking from Dylan off his $1 million a month, was 90% SOI or SOI referral.
So
Wow.
I'm going to appeal to the other portion of our company who doesn't have SOI like myself.
Whoa, stop. There's not anybody in our company that doesn't have SOI.
Okay, so who doesn't have a strong SOI?
Okay.
That's fair, right?
Right. But everybody has people that they know that they're close to that's going to buy or sell real estate.
For sure. Okay, so I'm going to appeal to the people who don't have like a big SOI, whether they didn't grow up in Michigan or whatever it may
Right,
be.
I'm with you.
Right? Okay, so you appeal to people who want to sell their house. And, I mean, everyone knows this is what I'm going to say, but you get really fucking good at first sell by owners and get really fucking good at calling expired leads because those people are literally raising their hand saying, hey, I want to sell my house, and it's not sold yet. But
Yeah.
we beat our heads against the wall in our street dialing and, like, doing all of these things because it's easier and it's more comfortable because those people aren't as assertive or, like, that first sell by owner hurt my feelings or whatever it may be. But, like, we literally have people in our database raising their hand saying, hey, I want to move, and we're too scared to call them.
True. Can you go back to like the SOI though, right? Because I feel like that might be like something that's holding you back. If you tell yourself that, I just don't got a lot of SOI. I grew up in Arizona. Now I work for Real Team, and I don't know anybody in the area. Like, and that's where it stops in their mind, right? Like, so I can't do SOI. So they hop on Mojo and just start calling the streets or calling the database that's there in sync. You can create an SOI like that, right?
How, Tom?
100%. I'll give you an example.
Put on a shirt
Right.
that says real
But-
estate and actually be a little outgoing and talk to people. Join a dart league, go golfing. I mean, whatever you want to do. Here's the thing. If you want to grow your SOI, find out first what you like to do, right? What do you like to do? Do you like to, do trivia at night, right? So start doing the bar trivia scene. Wear your shirt every time you go, and boom, you're going to have an immediate SOI. Like, I feel like, though, it's a limiting belief that people have that they give themselves the excuse that I don't have an SOI. Well, maybe you don't, but it literally you can have one tonight.
Yeah. No, that's fair. And that's what I was just going to say because obviously I don't have friends and family around here until I came to Real Team. But I go to the gym every morning and I have a minimum of 55 Real Team shirts. And I promise you I wear a Real Team shirt 5 days a week to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Have any of them bought or sold with me yet? Absolutely not. But they're noticing it or they're asking me about it, right?
Right. And just to feed off that, I mean, a quick story. I was getting my hair cut, and I was wearing my Real Team polo, and the lady that was sitting next to me was waiting, and she said she was trying to obviously get me to hook one of my friends up with a girl who cuts my hair. But
You said obviously as if that was very
one of my
obvious that
friends.
we would do
She-
that.
that- one of my friends.
That's like saying when you say obviously for no reason. It's like,
Right.
no, not obvious.
It's
at
not
all.
obvious. We have
Anyways.
no idea what's going on.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
All right, no, let's go back because I think she was really trying to hook up, But he had his ring on.
I had my ring on.
Right.
Right, because he's married. He's a
And
married man. He doesn't
she
do
was
that.
also she's also 58. Come to find out, but
Ooh, I like
she
that.
Damn.
she asked what I did for work, and I pointed at the Real Team Real Estate, and she said, "You sell real estate."
Hold on. Sorry, time out, guys. We have a caller.
Oh boy.
Who do we have on the line?
Hello,
It's
Ryan Callahan.
a wild Ryan
Oh,
Callahan.
this is Callie. This is the guy. I've heard about this guy. He closed $2 million in real estate last month. Is this that guy?
This is the same Ryan, yeah.
Oh, my
Whoa,
goodness. We are
wow.
absolutely blessed to have you on the phone. Thanks for calling in, Ryan.
Ryan, real quick question before we go. If you had to give up
Yes.
one thing, which one would it be? Real estate or University of Michigan's
Oh, boy.
athletics?
Ooh, that's a good question.
In its entirety, just cold turkey done.
Yes.
Real estate.
Whoa!
We all knew the answer.
What do you mean? 75% of his wardrobe is University of Michigan.
The other 25 is real team.
Yeah.
Love
Hey, Callie, how'd you come to Real Team?
So basically, one of my good friends got into real estate and joined Real Team, and
Who?
he kept harassing me. Ryan Duffy.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He's there with you. He kept harassing me and telling me that real estate would be something good for him, and I think we always kind of aligned. We were going to college for the same thing. We both had jobs.
I heard you were both
That-
quarterbacks, decent quarterbacks.
We both were decent quarterbacks, both decent baseball players, both all that fun stuff, and we both had jobs that we knew weren't careers. So he knew I wasn't happy, and he found what made him happy, and yeah, eventually I gave in.
I have a better question for you. What were you wearing the first time that you came into a Real Team office to
This is a-
quote unquote interview?
This is going to be an amazing answer.
So
I don't even know.
so
I do.
this is a true story right here. There's a lot of rumors going around, but this is actually what happened. So I told you they kept trying to get me in. Eventually, I spoke with some other agents at Real Team that were trying to get me in, and I finally had a bad day at my other job to where I said, you know what, I am going straight to this office from work, and I'm going to see what they're all about. So I got told, come check out the office, come hang out, come. So I went straight from work. I was wearing jeans. I was wearing a Michigan Jordan quarter zip and a Michigan hat.
Nope.
Love that.
So
Straight
again,
from
that
South
supports
Warren.
my first answer.
I'm glad,
What?
I didn't
What'd you say?
interview him.
What'd you say?
And then who'd you sit down with? Ken Hirschman that day?
The first person I sat down with was actually Kevin DiVirgilio.
Okay.
And
Shout out to Devo.
the reason it was Devo first is because I was blowing Ken off, and so it was awkward. I walked in, I met Devo, and I was like, hey, this guy seems cool. And then when I walked out of the first meeting, Ken was in the office, and he's like, oh, hey. I was like, uh-oh.
Hey, man.
So, hey,
It was
Callie, I got a couple questions about your buddy here, Ryan Duffy. When did you guys first meet?
the first time we met actually was we were both about 17, 18, and we were playing summer fed baseball against each other. And basically, the way those leagues used to work is, say there's like 10 teams in the league. At the end of the year, they'll put like an all-star team together, and you go to a tournament out of state or something. And we played against each other, and then we ended up on the same all-star team together. And we actually we roomed in Fort Wayne some tournament when we were like 17, 18.
Wow, that's great. So, why do you think? Well, first of all, do you think Duffy's good at what he does?
Yeah, no, Duffy's great. I think a lot of it comes directly from that sports mentality and that coaching mentality, as far as dealing with kids, dealing with people in general, just knowing how to talk to people and knowing how to motivate people and persuade them to do, convince them to do what you want them to do.
From your perspective, what do you think he could do to be better?
In all honesty, it's the things that I thought that he possibly could have done better. He's doing much better just with repetition and getting out there and doing things. I think at first we both were like, we'd go on listing appointments together, and I think we both kind of weren't very confident and kind of, I don't know, soft-spoken, not really assertive, especially like on those listing appointments. We both kind of did the same thing, and as time has passed, I've seen his confidence grow, and that's really reflected on that as well.
Hey, Callie, thanks so much for the nice answer. What is something that Duffy can do better? Because he's not perfect.
Says you.
What's something that Duffy could do better? I don't know, like maybe respond to text messages. Or,
Oh!
I love you, buddy.
Last question for you, Ryan. You ready?
Yeah.
Who would whoop whose ass in a street fight
Oh,
between you and Ryan?
In a street fight?
Yes.
No
Man,
weapons.
You know where I'm from.
You can't bring.
Love that answer.
All right.
Thanks for calling, Callie. We love you.
Hey, nice month, Callie. Congratulations, man. Hey, when are you coming on the podcast, buddy?
Oh, his invite's coming soon.
I didn't ask you. I asked him.
Okay.
Soon. So love you guys too. Have a
Love
good
you,
show.
buddy.
All right, man. Bye.
Yep. Bye.
Oh, Callie.
Well, anyways, Duffy.
That was fun. I love it when callers call in.
I'm a big fan.
yeah, I agree. I have a question, Duffy. Who, if anybody, at Real Team, or maybe outside of Real
Sounds
Team,
like it sounds like a spin the bottle question.
Yeah, right?
Jesus,
kind of.
where are you going?
Do you want to make out?
Oh,
Not right now.
No,
Okay,
thanks.
got it. We'll talk about it later after the winner's dinner.
Actually, it was
Okay.
a hard no.
All right. So, who, if anybody, do you look up to, model your business after? Is there one person, a couple of people? How did you find your path? It's not like you just jumped in and you were like, okay, this is what I'm doing.
No, absolutely. And this kills me to say it.
Danny Schick.
I know one of them is Danny Schick, but as much
Who?
as Danny Schick, our
Can you
fearless.
spell that?
No. Yeah, you can come get his trailer out of my driveway. No, but in all honesty, it would be Danny and Devo. Just watching those guys practice what they preach every day it's a phenomenal thing to watch. I still learn from them today. I hate admitting that. I hope Danny doesn't listen to this one.
He doesn't listen
Yeah,
to any
right.
of
He's
them.
not listening.
Exactly. He quit after 20 seconds.
He listened to his own, then that's it.
No,
true.
but definitely those two. They are, if you're going to model your business after somebody and you're new in this business, I would watch those two work. So it's fun to watch.
What specifically is it about them that makes you feel that way?
I think for Danny, it's just being relentless, and for Devo, it is. I know we all joke around, but I seriously think he's a robot. Having that routine every day that he goes through, it's crazy. So
It's admirable, right?
it's absolutely
Like,
admirable.
I think it's annoying.
I know you do, but
It is. It's annoying and admirable.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
It
annoying.
really, really is. I can't do it.
I've not.
I can't do it. I mean, maybe that's my excuse because I'm lazy, just at heart, but I can't do what those guys do. And
Right.
I feel like trying it would be,
I mean,
to try to be them would
mean-
be so difficult.
I mean, Danny would
Either
call
do it or you don't.
right.
Is that the thing?
Yeah,
I
you're either that
real
type or you're
real
not.
talk right now.
Yeah,
Like, is
you're
that
either-
the thing? Because I feel like that's past me, man. I don't know if I can do what they do.
You're probably too old to start at this point.
I don't think you're too old.
Probably.
You look great though.
You do look great.
Well, yeah, of course.
I just.
Thanks, Ginger, for the shirt.
Stitch Fix.
I think you said it. You either have it or you don't. I mean, Danny's. I know I'm calling him Hot Wheels, but he's rolling around on a scooter, still going to the gym at 5:30 in the morning.
Well, and do you
right?
notice, like, he won't let you hold the door for him? He
No.
wants zero help.
No, he lets me help him because it's me. Anybody else tries to help him, he's no.
What do you mean? He was carrying 2 coffees and a binder and something else and trying to go to his truck the other day at HQ. And I was like, hey, bud, do you want me to help you with something? No, I
Hey,
got it. And I'm like, okay, good job.
I saw his scooter today, and that put a basket on it.
Of course you did.
And then I
it.
put streamers on the handlebars. He's got
Yes.
a bell, streamers, and a basket.
It's so good.
Oh man.
Oh, it's awesome.
But again, like that guy, like, why'd he break his foot? Not trying to do one wheelie. That wheelie wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
He thought he could do a better wheelie, so he did another wheelie and then almost hit a rock and killed himself. Like he like in his mind, you know how his mind works. He's like, oh, that wheelie wasn't good enough. Let me pull another one real
As
quick.
if anybody was watching him and he's putting
Right.
his
Oh,
own
it
mind.
doesn't matter who was watching it. He doesn't do it for
Anyone
other
else.
people.
Yeah.
This is the question that went through his head. He asked himself an open-ended question. He was like, how can we improve that wheelie?
So annoying.
That's
all right,
true.
Duffy. So you said Devo and Danny are
Yes.
the two people. So what is one quality that you want from each of them, with like the exception of like their robots, their routine, like they're super structured? Like, do you have a quality from each of them that you would love to possess?
I don't know if it's a quality. I would just say it's a way of leading. As far as the way Devo leads, I guess you kind of try to model. I try to model my way of that, just by leading by example. And I guess it's the same for Danny, right? I mean, it's not very often you see one of the owners of a company jump in and start doing what everybody else is doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So even during a dial session, when he's on the phone in the middle of the range, I mean that's what you want in a true leader. So
Which he is. Like he's the guy that shovels the shit.
yeah,
Like he's the guy that will do any job, right? Any job that it takes just to move forward. He's a frontline guy. Like that's what I ask about everybody. If I'm going to war, do I want this guy in my foxhole? Right? Like that is the guy I want in my foxhole.
Right. I agree.
I have a question for you, Ryan.
yes, David.
This is a good one.
What do you have that you bring to Real Team that Real Team needs?
Wow. I would just say my consistency. I'm there every day, practicing what I preach. So I would just say consistency.
Dig deeper. We already have consistency. We have Devo. You just talked about it. What else do you have?
I thought it was a good answer.
I didn't. Dig deeper.
Oh, Jamie. What do I have that Real Team needs? I put me on the spot there.
Good job answering the
I was
question,
going
man.
to say,
All
I thought consistency was a good answer.
Stumped.
Yeah.
Consistency's good. I mean,
Consistency is good.
I mean, I'm consistent. He's like this guy. I show up at 8 every day. Walk in between 8 and 8:07 every day. This guy is already there. His people are on the phone. He's got the coffee brewing. Like you can set your watch by it. It's the same thing every time.
Do you get bored?
No, I don't get bored.
It doesn't get boring doing the same thing every day?
No, not at all.
I get fucking bored. I do the same thing every day. I wake up at the same time.
Get a bagel.
Yeah, I do everything. I get to the whatever office I'm going to. I get there at the
Okay,
same
but
time.
hold
And
on.
some days I get
Let's
fucking
talk
bored.
about boredom,
Okay.
right? So that's such a great excuse to not do what you're supposed to do. Is like I'm bored, right? and we all feel it. But let's put boredom on the scale of would you rather be bored or not be able to pay for your car payment?
I would rather be bored.
Okay. Would you rather be bored or not have a career?
I would rather be bored.
Okay. You'd rather be bored. Get it. So can we get comfortable with being bored sometimes? Because God, dude, it's boring to call the same people over and over again. Not only is it boring, it's hard. But
Is it hard though?
But
Is it hard?
no, it's not hard. It's mentally challenging. I don't know, mentally difficult. I don't know what it is,
Mentally draining.
mentally draining. But like, if that's the toughest thing, if that's the worst thing that can happen, is that you're bored doing something, like life's not so fucking bad. You know,
Yeah, I
who's
agree.
not bored? Roofers in the middle of the summer. They're not bored. You know why? Because it's hot as fuck and they're carrying shingles up a ladder.
We just said that yesterday.
Like that's not boring,
Right.
right? So you could go do that. That's not boring. There's so many other things you could do that are not boring. So if we can just embrace the fact that sometimes it's boring to be consistent, I think we're going to be better.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Duffy, what do you think of the new negotiation team we're building?
I mean, I think it's great. I think we're taking steps into growing, right? I mean, I was lucky enough to use you right away because we had a little bit different structure.
Hold on. Can we speak to the new people out there? First of all, I'm 2 months with Real Team. I don't know what the negotiation team even is. Mm-hmm. What does that mean?
Dave, what does it mean to have someone negotiating on your behalf? If you have a negotiation team, what happens?
Your stress levels go down a little. They're still there. They mainly, in my opinion, it's leverage, right? You have more time to do what is going to make you money, which is going out and finding new business, while someone on the negotiation team is handling an appraisal or the negotiating between the other agent and us representing our clients. I mean, it just gives us a lot of time to do what's going to give us more business.
Perfect. So Duffy, what do you think of the new negotiation team we're building?
I mean, I think you picked the right people for it. Granted, I haven't used them. Obviously, I've used you my entire career. So I think you've picked the right people to do that.
Who is that?
Ashley Edwards, who, I spent some time in St. Clair Shores, and I know the dedication that she has. So, and obviously I've used Andrea a few times, and I think she is a wonderful person as well. So I think we picked the right people for it.
Perfect. What would you say to anyone outside of their 5 deals that thinks that, fuck, the splits are already so high anyways. Do I really want to give an extra 0.05 away? What would you say? Because you thought that at one point, because we were friends, and you got out of your 5 or 10 deals or whatever the fuck it was. It was 10 back then. And we were friends, and I was like, all right, bro, are you going to let me write the offer for you? Or what are we doing? And you're like, Jamie, seriously.
You were hardcore pressing them? You were prospecting Duffy?
I had to prospect everyone. That's where I got my business from.
Prospect me when I started.
Yeah. I was like, you look like you're going to be good. But you were...
Correct.
You were nervous about it, right? You were like, listen, that's an extra 0.05. So on a $300,000 deal, you're paying up $400 out. You already have your splits. Do I really want to do that? So we have people that feel like that right now.
What do you mean I felt like that when you started?
Calm down.
Oh.
You did feel like that.
I was just informed that we have another caller on the line.
Oh, who is it?
We have another caller. Who's this? Who are we speaking with?
Hi, this is Danny.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Who texted it?
Danny, Ryan was just saying such nice things about you.
That's a lie.
Hello, Ryan.
What's up, Hot Wheels?
What's up, buddy? I'm actually scooting around as we speak.
You don't say. I heard you got some new additions to that scooter.
I did. I got a nice basket. The tassels are now off, though.
Scooter bling.
Who takes tassels off?
Tassels are a good time. Why wouldn't you always have tassels?
Hey, Danny, you figure out how to do a wheelie with that thing yet?
With the right balancing point, yes.
Jesus.
little bunny hop.
Leave it to you to try.
A little bit.
Hey, Danny, just for all 17 listeners we have out there, can you tell us why you're on a scooter right now? We want to memorialize this moment.
Sure, Tom. I'd love to. I had a little dirt bike fall and happened to break 3 bones in my foot. So
okay, can we go a little deeper on that?
In the middle of summer here.
So
Go 3 whys deep.
Yeah, let's go 3 whys. So first of all, I heard it was a long straightaway in a parking lot with boulders at the end. Is that right?
That is correct, Tom. Yes.
Okay. And so how many wheelies did you do in that sprint from the beginning to the end?
One more than I needed to. So I did 2 when I should have done 1.
Okay, let's talk
Mr.
about...
Foster let me down this time.
Let's talk about the second...
100 plus 1 let me down.
Let's talk about the second wheelie. After the first wheelie, when you put the front tire back on the ground and you're safe and sound and you could easily downshift and put the brake on and turn around for another 1 wheelie, what was going through your mind God, I just got to do this second wheelie?
I still had 40% of the runway left.
That's pretty much the answer we thought. We were just talking about it. So
we were talking about it. We were thinking that you were we thought that the thought that went through your head was, God, how do I make a wheelie better? How do I do a better wheelie than that last wheelie?
What can I do to influence this wheelie?
Well, no, I was looking to just maximize the available.
There it is.
Yeah.
Maximize it.
It comes back to the waste. You didn't want to waste the other 40% of that runway, right?
Hey,
Exactly. Because anyhow,
Danny, you're obviously here with Duffy. So you were one of the people who voted Duffy into becoming a store leader, correct?
correct.
Why?
The dude's competitiveness, and from the beginning, he had that just grind and will to. I mean, he was beating me in to turn on the coffee pot in the morning, which I appreciated from day one. To be honest with you, that was one of the first signs that he was going to make it and turn into a leadership role.
Is that your number one indicator, Danny? Like, do you feel, and there's no right or wrong answer here, but do you feel like people that show up early, that are in the earliest, are going to typically be the most successful?
Probably not, but just like, you know how I am. For me, it just stands out as just giving yourself a potential head start or step ahead. There's definitely people out there that have extremely high skill and don't necessarily do that. I mean, Dave Smosky's in the room, right? Naturally,
Yep.
Dave would not come in the office first. And now he's in a CSL role. He clearly does. But prior to that, he could lead the board in production and not necessarily come in at that time. So there is a correlation. I wouldn't say it's a direct correlation for every single human being, though.
Okay.
Danny, I have a question for you. You ready?
Yeah.
You have to give up one of these two items, all right? Extreme sports, okay? Snowmobiling, dirt biking, jet skiing, that kind of stuff. Skiing. Or your sheer desire to maximize everything and minimize waste. Which one are you giving up?
I would honestly, that's my passion currently in life is the helmet sport stuff is very fun. So, I mean, I would be okay not eliminating the waste part out of my life.
Thank God.
I was gonna
Thank
go
God.
on about that part.
Wait a minute.
Thank God.
Okay.
Good answer, man.
Wait
Good
a minute.
answer.
Your snowmobiles are in my
Good.
driveway. I'll keep them there.
Hey, Danny, I have a question for you. If let's say we're all out, like it's a team event, maybe we're at Duffy's cabin, a bunch of people up there, we're hanging out, and you've had maybe 7 or 8 whiskeys. Oh yeah, Duffy's got 7 or 8 whiskeys in him. 2-part question. Number 1, he challenges you to a jump off to see who can jump higher. Who wins that?
I win that.
Okay, and then he gets mad and says, "Let's have a fist fight." Who wins that?
He kicks my ass.
Yeah.
All right, I have one more question for you, and then we'll let you go, Danny. We asked Callie this question. He didn't really give us a super great answer. So you knew from the beginning that Duffy was going to be a leader. He was voted in as a leader. Now he's doing amazing at Auburn Hills. What is something that Duffy can improve or do better to become a better leader at Real Team Real Estate?
Identify his own 1 and 3 year plan. Write out the massive action plan on how he's going to attain it, and then look at it daily so he can make sure he has continuous personal growth.
Great answer.
And only
Danny.
he can do that.
But we can make him do it, right?
We can make him do it, but he's got to answer that part for himself.
For
Right.
sure.
If it's going to truly be effective and work long term.
Agree.
Do you think that you need somebody holding you accountable to achieve something like that, Danny? Like if you have a big, big goal for yourself, a big lofty goal, do you think you can do it alone?
Once again, I would say it depends on that individual, but it damn well is going to help you get further faster if you have somebody else looking at you every single day or holding you accountable to make sure you're pushing yourself to the level you said you were going to. If it's just yourself, you're going to say, well,
fuck it, I felt like taking today off.
It's easy to cheat on yourself.
So easy.
Exactly.
All right,
So
buddy.
Danny, one more question, and then we'll let you go. I know you got to scoot to somewhere. But
Shooting off to St. Clair.
hey, we'll see you in a little bit. Where are you going to St. Clair, Danny?
I'm going to dinner.
Wait, didn't you tell
What
me you were
kind of
coming?
Wait,
dinner?
hold on. I saw a decline on the calendar.
I
That's
did
the only
too.
reason I'm
Wait a
coming.
minute.
What's going on?
It's all a curveball, guys.
I love it.
Called you
I
2
love it.
hours
A
ago.
little sleight
All
of
right,
hand.
so we all know what greatness coaching consists of. We all know what it is. So, Danny, real quick, on the spot, I know this is going to be tough because you take this seriously. Can you give our Ryan Duffy 3 action items real quick to complete by the end of this calendar year?
Send me an email.
Send you an email or do it right now?
No,
Do it right now.
No, do it right now because this is like when you're on a podcast,
This is
it
public as it
really
gets.
happens. This is public as it gets. So this shit's got to happen.
We have all 18 people listening, holding him accountable.
Just 3, Danny.
18. Who just tuned in? That wasn't here before.
Well, there's 4 of us here. There's you.
So we have
Callie's
12.
for sure listening. It's 6,
Jamie talked my wife into it, so she's listening.
7.
3 action items.
All right. So 3 action items.
Yep.
All right. Number 1 is go to the gym every day. Every day you intend on it. Every business day that you say you're going to. Is that a fair number 1, Ryan?
Yes, Daniel.
Tie down
You wanna
number
help me
1.
out with-
Complete.
You want to help me with number 2?
I'm gonna let
What
you.
area of life you want it to be in?
Can I throw it out?
Yes.
I want it to be in the category of leadership.
Ditto.
Yeah. So Ryan, let me ask you a question. How many team members do you need to have consistently in your store to have an A buzz
Well, right
in a
now,
given day?
right now we have 5, so I need all of them. Having Tommy in range helps, but I definitely need all 5 in the store.
But how many
when you have
bodies do
4
you need there?
When you have 4, it's hard to have that A buzz, and when you have 3, it's really hard to have that A buzz, right?
It is, but I'm going to be honest. I have a great core that no matter what,
I agree.
whether there's 4, 2, or 1 of them in the office, we still end up with our appointment goal.
You do. So I know you have a challenge to your team to go 4-1 every single week. I'd challenge you to make sure you can go 4-1 every. That's just this month, right, Ryan? I would say through the remainder of Q3, go 4-1. So through the remainder of Q2 and throughout Q3, go 4-1. So lay it out. If you know you're going to have light days, figure out how you're going to get some resources from other stores to create your energy and your buzz so you guys can win and control your own day, your own path, your own destiny.
Like it.
All right, so what I'm hearing is go to the gym every business day.
That's
2.
one.
Number 2.
If
So
he says he's going to. If
Right.
it's an excused absence, that's cool.
no, he said he is. Number 2 is basically go 4-1 every week, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay, number 3.
This is where Ryan comes into play. So in your personal life, Ryan,
Yeah.
what do you need to do? What do you need to commit to just to make sure that you can live that counterbalanced life and you don't just burn out from working your ass off all the
Good
time?
one. I hear a vacation coming on.
It is, and I know, Danny, you and I talked about it in Greatness Coaching a couple months ago, but plan a business trip for my wife and I to go on together. Tony Robbins and Rachel Hollis are coming, so that is something that we want to do together. Now I just have to book it and go to it.
Cool. So that action item is we're going to identify the date you want to have that booked by.
Correct.
So what's a smart goal for that?
I'm going to say by the end of June, June 30th, just because I have to sit down and talk to her about dates.
Perfect. So we got 3 action items.
Awesome.
Love that.
Does that work, Tommy?
Danny, I appreciate everything you are and everything you do, man. Thanks for being on the
Love you
phone.
guys.
Thanks for calling in. We'll see you a little later. Maybe looking forward to a steak and a Hummer. How about you?
That's his bell. Oh, that's
All right.
incredible.
Well, that's Danny Schick, everybody. Oh, so glad he called in.
Me too. All right. Well, it's 3:44.
I know. Can I ask a question?
Of course you can.
Okay. I just have some weird questions. that I like to ask. One, my favorite, and I stole this from Tim Ferriss. What is the best purchase that you've made in the last 12 months for less than $100?
Less than $100.
Yeah.
I have a slight clothes addiction. Less than $100.
Ooh, that one polo is a good one. I like that polo.
You like all my polos.
The Under Armour.
Ooh, yeah, there it is.
I just bought a driver shaft because I couldn't figure out my driver. So it's got to be the best purchase I've made.
Is it a stiff shaft or is it a flexible shaft?
You don't ask dumb questions.
It's stiff.
You're correct.
Okay.
I got it for $58 on sale on Amazon.
I'm uncomfortable.
And you're not uncomfortable. And I fixed my drive. I went with Devo Grand and Cali.
Really?
Yes.
Are you passionate about golf?
Oh, I love golf. Big fan.
Do you belong to a golf club?
No, I don't make that much money yet.
Okay. When you do, which golf club are you going to join?
Probably Red Run just so I can beat Devo on a daily basis.
Wow. That's a tall task because I know that guy can golf. Who's
How
your
old
favorite?
are
Who's your
you?
favorite golfer?
Tiger Woods always has been, always will be.
How old are you?
29.
So you can get the junior membership. No. Seriously, like they have a really sick deal at Red Run for junior members.
All right. Well, Kim, when you're listening to this, I'm going to get the junior membership.
Hey, Red Run's a mile and a half from my house, and that's full pool access, baby.
Hey, Duffy, when you feel overwhelmed or unfocused or kind of you've lost your focus temporarily, what do?
I get up and I take a lap around the building, as I'm sure you've seen me walk around that building.
Change your state?
Change your state. I got it from Tony Robbins, actually. I give three quick snaps, and I get up and walk around. Exactly. Yeah.
And you do that still.
Oh, I still do it. Oh,
amazing.
absolutely.
So we probably get a lot of these, and I'd love to hear your answer and Dave's answer, but we'll start with Duffy. What are some bad recommendations that you hear in your profession in the area of expertise?
Like from clients?
No, just bad recommendations that you hear. Yeah, like other people that do what you do that are just bad recommendations.
I mean, there are a lot of bad agents that we work with on the other side. So just hearing some of the remarks that come out
Which one
of them.
strikes you as a bad recommendation?
Let's see. Most recent, saying that they have, saying that they need an appraisal waiver on a house that has been on the market for 106 days and had no offers on it. So, I mean, I get what you're trying to do, but
Right.
we're not that dumb, right?
Right.
So that's the most recent I can think of off the top of my head.
Davey? Bad recommendations.
bad
In the real estate world that you just like, you got real estate agents out there that are trying to get the deal. So they're just recommending X, Y, Z. What's a reoccurring bad recommendation that you get?
I wouldn't say reoccurring, but I have heard it a couple different times. But forgoing an inspection entirely is, I think, really, really silly. It's not really wise, especially if you know it's multiple offers and you know they're calling for highest and best, let's say in 2 or 3 days, call your inspector and get them out there to take a quick once over at least if you're going to try to strengthen your offer, right?
I mean, they're not that busy. The inspectors.
They're very busy, but you can get them in. If you have if you as an agent has a relationship with an inspector, you can usually make something happen.
Yeah.
Jimmy, bad recommendation.
I mean, I hear
Just
them
a
all.
constant
Yeah,
bad
I
recommendation
hear
you hear
'em-
out there.
Yeah, I hear them all the time. I think the most recent one, and it wasn't even like I wasn't part of it, but I just like saw it happening. Is there's a for sale by owner? Obviously, a lot of agents call for sale by owners, right? Initially, the for sale by owner was listed at 189, and it said, like the description was 189 or best offer, right? So they're motivated. So one of our agents puts in an offer, and like the same day that he puts in an offer, the sellers sign a listing agreement. Keep in mind that the for sale by owner was on the market for 37 days and didn't sell. The same day that he put in an offer, they signed a listing agreement. The next day, it was on the MLS for, guess how much more?
205.
Correct. It was on the market for 3% more because
Right.
the agent just increased the price by 3% to get the listing.
Correct.
So that's probably the worst
What'd they sell
recommendation
at?
ever. They haven't sold. My buyer walked, or the buyer, it wasn't my buyer, but one of our agent's buyers just walked away.
And so now that poor seller's got to sit there. Now
Because
that they're
they were-
under contract,
Right.
they got to sit there in that listing agreement for the next 6 months or however long on an overpriced house when they needed to sell right away and they had a buyer.
Correct. And they were already overpriced to begin with. And we came to verbal terms with them, and then they signed a listing agreement because this agent, however, spun it like, I'm going to get you so much more money. Yeah, the reason you don't have an offer is because you're not in the MLS. Let's bump up the price $12,000. And now this poor fucking seller literally is going to sit there and not get one showing because they're 10% overpriced.
Let me guess. It was a franchise agency.
It was.
It was. Dirty franchises.
Duffy, I got a couple quick questions for you. You have to give up one.
Oh, God.
This is your question of the day. You got to give up one question.
You got to give up one. Golfing or hunting?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, gosh.
That's.
Bum, bum, bum.
Well, golfing you can do more often than hunting.
I know, but
But
hunting
hunting's
is
so
such
good.
a-
Just to
it's such
kill
a hammer.
something, it feels so
and they're
good.
so different from each other.
That question's terrible, Dave.
Pick one.
You got to pick one,
You
man.
have 10 seconds.
All right, well, I
9,
am giving up
8.
golfing.
Sex or snowmobiling?
God.
Oh,
I'm celibate. Sorry, babe.
I'm sorry, Kim.
I love you.
It's fucked up. It's really fucked up.
Favorite beer?
IPA, I don't have a favorite one. M43 IPA.
Favorite rap song?
Ooh. We Dumb Boys.
It's a hot song.
That's a
Hot
good
song.
one.
You're supposed to do this in threes, and I really
It's-
don't have a third question.
It's Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock. Your wife's out of town. You're sitting at home. Nothing going on. What do you do?
Tom, you want to go golfing?
Yes.
There we go.
No one wants to go golfing. What do you do?
You can't repeat it on air, man. Come on.
Pornhub.
I don't know. I check the internet and see what's going on. Or Jamie calls and is already sitting on my couch. So
That happens a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm hanging out with your wife. Cool. See you later.
So I know we got to wrap up soon here, but what are we going to do, Duffy? What are we doing after this?
I'm super excited. I get to spend the entire afternoon with you guys at the winner's dinner.
What's that?
For Q1. It is for top sales, top written, top listed, top written, top closed. There's an effort piece in there. And if you hit your first $1 million month.
So anybody that gets a coin,
A coin, correct.
it's coin
So-
dinner.
Have you been to a winner's dinner?
I have been to 2.
What are they
How,
like?
yeah.
I don't really remember the first one, I'll be honest.
You fell down and had a concussion or something, or?
No, I drank heavily.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But no, they're tons of fun. I mean, it's just great to get out of an office setting. As much fun as we have in the office, it's great to get everybody outside of the office and have as much fun.
Cool.
Love that.
Well, thank you for all you do.
Thank you guys. It's been fun.
You're
Thanks for
We-
joining, man.
you're part of the core, man.
You
You're part of
are,
the core.
and we appreciate you more than you'll ever know.
Aw, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me, guys.
Unfortunately, this is recorded, so everyone heard me say that. All right. We love you. Next podcast is our very own Ashley Edwards, the new negotiation specialist. So everyone tune in for that and have a great day.
Bye.